It's an honor to be here today with the champions of a cause which literally defines America. There is not one among us, oh, perhaps with one or two exceptions, who is not the son or daughter of an immigrant. We all came to these shores ourselves or through our parents and grandparents, and we have all made this our nation. But from the beginning of immigration to America until today, there have always been voices of hate and division. You see them nightly on the news, unfortunately coming from a presidential primary in South Carolina or other places. Voices that tell us America has no room for new people. They are as wrong today as they have been throughout history. Senator Garcia mentioned Abraham Lincoln. He is near and dear to us in this land of Lincoln. But if you went back to his time, President Preckwinkle, who was a history teacher, there were voices of hate and division on immigration even then. They named them appropriately. They were named the know-nothings. Know-nothings. They are still alive and well in America today. The know-nothings. Thank goodness for a handful of stalwarts on the Republican side, like Senator Murphy, Representative Saviano, and others who have stood up to join us and make this a bipartisan fight for fairness and justice in America. On the front page of your program are two basic words: education equals power. I want to give special recognition to two people who are here today who are doing something extraordinary to make that meaningful. One is Cheryl Hyman, who has spoken to you about what the city colleges and community colleges of this state can offer to young students who want the chance to learn. The other is our Attorney General, Lisa Madigan, who is being careful to make certain that those for-profit schools that are taking advantage of our children today, offering them phony educations and worthless diplomas, are held accountable. I thank both of you for your courage in this. Rosie's comments touched my heart, and I hope they touched yours. I will tell you, though, that there are stories, many, many more stories to be told. I have been at this for 10 years. I am almost embarrassed to tell you that it has been 10 years, but I am not going to quit until we make the DREAM Act the law of the land of America. When I started this battle 10 years ago, people on my staff at that time and other political consultants said, "Durbin, don't do that one. You know, that is really going to antagonize some of the swing voters." Well, there comes a moment in your political career where that doesn't count, where you need to stand up for what you believe in. And I'll tell you what happened to me. As I went around Chicago and Illinois speaking about the DREAM Act and giving young people a chance to earn their way to the American dream, I would always come out after these meetings. Claudia Duque, who is my chief of staff, is here today. She remembers this well. We would come outside after these meetings, and in the darkness near our car would be a young person. And they want to speak to me. Sure, what is it? Senator, I'm a dreamer. I can't say that publicly. I can't say it to anyone but you, but please, please give me a future. That time has changed, my friends. It has changed for the better. Those who will be affected by the DREAM Act now have the courage to stand up and to tell their stories to America. And it has made a dramatic difference in this debate. I go to the floor of the Senate now, and I don't try to make the most eloquent speeches. I just go to tell stories and show photos. Photos of the dreamers from all over the United States of America. Telling their story makes the case for the passage of the DREAM Act. Last week I went to the floor of the Senate and told a story about a young woman who is here this morning Allah McCall. I mispronounced it, but Allah, I hope you forgive me. Listen to this story. Allah, where are you? I know you're here.
She's working.
She's working? Well, I know she's here.
Over there. There's
Allah.
people becoming citizens upstairs.
Good. I hope she's on her path. Allah, who is Palestinian, was brought to the United States by her parents 19 years ago in 1993 at the age of 7. Today she's 26. She grew up in suburban Chicago, an honors student in high school, graduated from the University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign with a bachelor's degree in architecture. Allah is the leader of the Immigrant Youth Justice League, a group of DREAM Act students in Chicago, and she sent me a letter, and here's what she said. Being undocumented and with no pathway to citizenship means I can't actually put my architecture degree to use. It means I can't get a job and move forward with my life. This year, once again, we wait for Congress to act, to do the right thing and give undocumented youth all over the country. Allah? There she is. She's not alone. I don't know if Fanny Martinez is here. Is Fanny Martinez here this morning? I don't see her, but I think she may be coming. I hope she does. Brought to the United States from Mexico 9 years ago when she was 13. Lives in Addison. A straight A student in high school. Last year graduated summa cum laude with a major in sociology from Dominican University in River Forest. Last fall, Fanny began working on a master's degree at the University of University of Chicago's Harris School of Public Policy. Listen to this part of the story. Fanny is married to David Martinez, who has served in the United States Army Reserve for the last 8 years. David is currently deployed to Afghanistan. Fanny sent me a letter, and she said, my husband is constantly worried about my status in this country. He knows that I'm always at risk of being placed in deportation, and he's afraid of not having his wife with him when he returns from serving America in Afghanistan. The passage of the DREAM Act will give me the confidence to live without fear or frustration. It will allow me and my husband to plan our future without having to deal with the possibility of deportation and lack of opportunity. My friends, listen to those stories. Understand in those stories we have examples of thousands, tens of thousands of lives across America that depend on us. If you're a student of history, you might read the books, as I do, and say, if I could have only been there at that one moment in history, if I could have only stood for something great in the passage of time and the passage of American history, if I could have been there to fight for civil rights in the 1960s, if only I could have marched in the parade that women would have the right to vote, if I could have stood up for the disabled in America to make sure that they had equal opportunity. But all I can do is read about it. This issue of justice and immigration is the issue of our time. This is the issue that gives us a chance to stand up for a moment in American history that will make this a greater nation, that will extend the blessing of liberty to those who only ask for a chance to earn the American dream. For 25 years, this organization, the Illinois Coalition for Immigration and Refugee Rights, has been fighting that fight. You are here today as part of that struggle. You are writing the history of America today, here in Chicago. We are going to make this a better nation, a more just nation, a nation where liberty and freedom is extended to all, regardless of whether or not they were born in America or came to America. Thank you, and thank you for standing up.